You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith. Easter Tuesday. Thomas doubts the resurrection. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. But Thomas, who was called the twin, one of the 12, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands, and put my finger in the mark of the nails and my hand in his side, I will not believe." A week later, his disciples were again in the house, and Thomas was with them. Although the doors were shut, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it in my side. Do not doubt, but believe." Thomas answered him, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said to him, "Have you believed because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe." The Gospel of the Lord. Look at the image of Thomas and the risen Lord. Imagine that you are Thomas. For the last couple days, the disciples, your best friends, have been telling you the most outrageous stories. You know that everyone is grieving the loss of your great teacher, Jesus, but the idea that he has risen from the dead, that he has appeared to some of them, it's just too much to believe. In fact, it's impossible. Perhaps they imagined it, you think. And you have told them that unless you see Jesus with your own eyes and place your own fingers within his wounds, you will not believe. But here you are, gathered with your friends, sharing a meal. The door is shut tight, but then suddenly a brilliant light fills the room. You cover your face, and as you blink, you see him. In the midst of that light is Jesus Christ, the man that you knew and loved and followed. Your mouth falls open and you rub your eyes. Is this really him? Is this Jesus standing here alive? Jesus looks directly at you and walks towards you. Calmly, he offers you his hands, a gaping wound in the center of each. He pulls aside his robe and gently takes your wrist, inviting you to touch the gash that runs down his side. "Believe," he says. You pull back your hand, trembling. This is God. You believe. Still shaking, you fall to your knees, grabbing the bottom of his robe. This is Jesus the Christ. The man you knew and followed has been raised from the dead, and you know deep in your heart that you will travel the world, fearing nothing, to spread the good news of Jesus Christ, who has risen from the dead. That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be.
This podcast is part of the Spoke Street Network. For more great podcasts, visit spokestreet.com.